Okay, for this next assignment, what we're going to do is we're going to create some simulative and inventive textures. So the first thing we need to do is divide a piece of paper. So get a piece of paper out of the drawer, get the smaller kind, get a ruler, and up towards the top of the page, you're going to make a mark at every 3 inches. So at 3 inches and 6, and then you're going to do the same thing down on the bottom. Remember, we always do 2 marks, 3 and 6, to make sure that our lines are straight. And then we're going to draw the line, make sure the lines hit your marks. That's the point of putting them on there, so they hit them. And these can be dark lines, so you can see them. I like to put my ruler up here and then swing it around up the top. Make sure, again, both points are lined up. And then we're going to do 3 inches on both sides. So 3, 6, and 9. And do the same thing over here. 3, 6, and 9. And then what I'm going to do is show you how to do some different textures, and then I'm going to give you guys time to create your own textures. I'm going to line up these lines. You should end up with 12 total boxes. Alright, before we start, I want to show you a new technique we haven't talked about. It's called incised line or impressed line. So this is what we're going to do in the first box. You are going to need a pen, a ballpoint pen, and a piece of tracing paper. Okay, the tracing paper's in the drawer. Ballpoint pens are either on my desk or podium, or up by the door there should be some. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece of tracing paper. Now, another thing you need for this is you need a soft surface. So grab your sketchbook or grab a pad of paper. I'm going to grab, see what I can find here. Right, I'm going to grab just a piece of paper. We want what's called a soft surface. We want the paper to go down a little bit. And you're going to take your tracing paper. And you're going to take a ballpoint pen. Alright, and we're just going to do some random lines just to practice this to start out with. So you want to kind of push down hard. Let's just do some wavy lines to start out with. And then repeat that, kind of create a pattern. A lot of textures are just repeated patterns. Okay, so, and we're going to add some different patterns in here too. So I want you to do a lot of different, maybe small shapes, small lines. And what we want to do is we want to kind of push down. What we're doing is indenting the paper. So I want you to try a lot of different things. I'm going to try kind of like little bumps, little scales. If you want to write some things in there. Make sure they're appropriate. So fill up this whole space. I want you to fill it all up. And then when you're done, you probably can't see it on here, but you should be able to see it on your paper. There should be little indentions in there. Okay, now this is where a regular pencil comes in handy. And you want to use the side of it. And if you go over it and go kind of dark, it should not go in those impressed lines, and it should leave them white. Zoom in just a little bit. Alright, so you can see those lines coming through. So if you're drawing something that has texture and it's white, instead of having to draw around it, okay, because it's hard to draw around little tiny white areas, try to keep this all in one box. So neat. Alright, you can do this in pressed or incised line technique. Alright, so in this one we're just testing. I want you to fill up the whole box, like I said, with some different textures, and then somewhere in the box I want you to put incised, or you can do impressed. We'll put incised lines. Alright, so that's the first one.